But first, let's make sure we understand the difference between a manager and a leader, because this will be really big, because it's in that context that we're talking. And so think about a leader versus a manager across 4 dimensions. Let's talk about people first. And we'd love to use one-word verbs. And we would break you up into your teams. So I'd love to give you a minute to think about what is the difference between a manager and a leader. What does a manager do with people versus what does a leader do with people? So in your teams, would you just take 30 seconds to think that through and what you think, what that is, and I'll call for answers. So let's hear your answers now. What's the difference between a manager and a leader when it comes to people? So team 1, what would you say that is? You can just shout out an answer. What does a manager do with people? Ideas. And so a manager gets ideas. What does a leader do with people? Implements the ideas. So we say get ideas. And so let's see what the survey says. A manager tends to supervise people, while a leader tends to inspires people. Difference, right? Big difference. How about vision, team 2? What would you say a manager does with vision versus what a leader does? Let's hear that answer, team 2. What do you think? Yeah, they tell the vision. And what does a leader do with vision, team 2? Great answer. So let's take a look. It says a manager implements the vision while a leader creates the vision. That's different, isn't it? And it's one thing to implement, another thing to create. Well, let's go to the third, team 3, problems. What does a manager do with problems versus a leader do with problems? What do you think, team 3? What do you think a manager does with problems? Yeah, tells them what to do with the problem versus what does a leader do with problems? Yes, I know. Some people have said leaders create problems, but let's not go there. What do you think, team 3? What does a leader do with problems? Yeah, ask for ideas. And so let's go to survey. Survey says a manager solves problems while a leader eliminates problems. Boy, that's a difference. And so let's talk about the difference between solving and eliminating. Let's do it by way of an example. Let's just say I'm the manager of accounting, and an expense report comes in this month, and it has the wrong account code. I'm a manager. Guess what I do? I fix the account code. Next month, guess what happens? The expense report comes in, wrong account code. What do I do, everybody? Fix the account code. That's what managers do. They fix things. They're troubleshooters. They make things happen. Well, a leader doesn't fix problems. A leader eliminates the problem. So how do you eliminate the problem? Yeah, I know you could fire the person, but that's not quite the way we're talking. So how do you eliminate the problem? Back to team 1. What do you do to eliminate that problem, team 1? What do you think? Yeah, find a new solution. In fact, you may train the person, have a meeting with them and say, hey, here's why that account code was wrong, so that you actually eliminate the problem. But let's go to the last category. Last category is client needs. What does a manager do with client needs? They satisfy client needs. Well, what does a leader do? Yeah, exceeds them, or we say anticipates. So let's take a look. What's the difference between a manager and a leader? Well, a manager supervises, implements, solves, and satisfies. What's a leader do? Inspires, creates, eliminates, and anticipates. So these are not just colloquialisms. We're saying a manager is very different from a leader. So think about it. A manager is about today. Everybody, what's a leader about? Yeah, the future, all about tomorrow. A manager is reactive. What is a leader? You got it. A leader's proactive. So we're saying it's different, completely different. And we found managers aren't born, leaders aren't born, they are developed. And leaders develop over 3 levels. So let's take a look at these 3 levels of leadership and how a facilitative leader is developed.